Good day, everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing the board game Classic Rally. Now, Classic Rally is a racing game, and the object of the game is you're going to be trying to get to 3 checkpoints and then get to the finish line. Along the way, you're going to be dealing with issues like car problems and weather, and you're also going to have an assistance car that is going to be able to help you along the way. So let's check it out. So in the game, you've got all these different tile tracks that you're going to be able to use to make your track. You can do it with the setup rules, or you can just make your track however you want. There are a few rules as far as the tile placement, but you can make your own track. Now, the object of the game is you're going to try to get your rally car to these 3 different checkpoints and then to the finish line. The rally car is going to have a board where it's going to be able to hold these different objects, and you also have an assistance car that's going to help you, and it will also be able to place objects here on the board and swap out with the rally car. Your assistance car can be placed on the board on the track itself. There are a couple rules you'll have to follow with that as well, but you'll be able to start these over here on the track. Now in the game, you've got 4 different features that you're going to be able to choose from. You'll be able to choose 2 of them, and these are going to help with movement. The power kit is going to allow you an extra movement if you start your turn on a straight path. The close ratio will allow you an extra movement when you're passing a car. The sports suspension will allow you an extra move when you start your move on a curve. And the lightweight feature will give you an extra movement in every situation. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and choose the lightweight and the sports suspension here. You have different objects that you're going to be able to equip your car with. You've got the toolbox. This is going to help fix problems that could be caused by the hazards and other issues, and your hazard cards are going to be over here. Fog lights and the rain tires are going to help when you're dealing with weather issues, and I'll talk about how this die works here in just a little bit. The spare tire is going to help fix flat tires, and then your fuel is going to be how you're going to move. For each movement that you make, you're going to spend 1 fuel, and when you run out of fuel, you're not going to be able to move until you can get more fuel into your car. So in the beginning, everybody's going to be able to choose cards from here, and I'm going to go ahead and just put some cards here on the board. I'll put it on a toolbox. You'll be allowed 1 toolbox in the beginning, and I'll also put on a spare tire right here. You'll be allowed 2 of these in the beginning. And I'll go ahead and do some fuel cards. Whenever you land on this, you're going to draw a hazard card. And hazard cards, you're going to go ahead and attempt to resolve when you pick them up. This one says your car hits a pothole. If your car has sports suspension, that feature becomes unavailable. Otherwise, the car can't move until repair is used by the toolbox card. Everybody is also going to be receiving what are called road book cards. And these are going to have 3 directions: the left turn, straight ahead, and then the right turn. These are going to be used in the intersections over here. Whenever you reach this intersection, you're going to go ahead and play one of these cards. Now, once one of these cards gets discarded, it's not going to be in play anymore. Once you use up all of these cards, you're going to be able to just turn in whichever direction that you would like to. There are also joker cards. Everybody's going to be receiving one of these cards, and these will be played once during the game. These cards are going to basically be able to be used to help you or to hurt your opponents. This is the weather die, and depending on what you roll, you might have to disable some features in your car. If you roll the sunshine, everything is good. You're not going to have to worry about disabling anything. If you roll a fog, you will have to disable one of these unless you happen to have the fog lights. If you roll this is rain, you're going to have to disable an item unless you happen to have rain tires. And with this one, this is fog and rain. You're going to have to disable 2 features if you do not have the rain tires or the fog lights. However, if you have one of them, you'll only have to disable 1 feature. With the regular dice, this is just going to be used to see if you have to, once again, disable some features. If you roll a 1, you're going to have to disable 1 feature. If you roll 2 1s, you're going to have to disable 2 features. And if you roll a 7, you will have to disable the lightweight feature if you happen to have it. Right over here is the service station. Whenever you land on this, you're going to be able to go ahead and refill your board depending on what car is there. So if your rally car is on there, you can refill your rally car. If your assistance car is there, you'll be able to do that with the assistance car. Now, the assistance car can move 1 on its own without having to use any fuel. Whenever both cars are on the same track, you're going to be able to go ahead and play cards such as the toolbox onto the assistance car, and you'll be able to swap cards out, take cards from the assistance car and put it into the empty spaces on the rally car. Now, the spare tire and the fuel cards are going to end up being discarded. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice, and I have rolled a 6 and a sunshine. I rolled a 1, so I'm going to have to disable one of these, so I'm going to go ahead and disable this. Now, when it comes to movement, you're going to have to move as far as your fuel will allow you to. However, you will be able to stop in certain situations. With anything that happens to have a symbol on there, you'll be able to stop. You'll be able to stop if you are meeting up with your assistance car, and you'll also be able to stop if you are behind another car, or if you wind up at a dead end. And also you'll stop if you are at an intersection but you can't move because you don't happen to have the right road bookmark. But anyway, let's go ahead and just do this. I'm going to go 1, I'm going to spend a fuel card. I'm going to go 2, spend another fuel card. And now I'm over here at an intersection. So now I'm going to decide which direction I want to go, and I'm going to go ahead and choose left. So I'm going to go ahead and play my left turn card. I'll play that out. I'll turn the car, and then I'll go ahead and go here to the hazard. So I'll spend my 3rd fuel card, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up the hazard card. This one is the pothole card. This says if your car has a sports suspension, it becomes unavailable. Otherwise, that car can't move. I do not have sports suspension is out right now, so I cannot move my car, but it does say if I repair it with the toolbox card, I can go ahead and move. Now let's say on my next turn, I happen to get my assistance car over here. So what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to go ahead and swap out some items. So I'm going to grab some fuel, I'll grab another fuel, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play the toolbox card into the assistance car. This will go ahead and allow me to fix any disabled features. And so that's how it works with the assistance car. I can either use the assistance car on the beginning of my turn or on the end of my turn. If I end up over here on one of the checkpoints, I'm simply going to grab one of these and then place it on my side. I will be able to do U-turns in this game in certain situations. Whenever I get over to this section, let's just say I get over there, I will be able to go ahead and refill my car. But let's just say, for example, my assistance car is over there, and I'm going to go ahead and refill the assistance car with some things. So I can put a fuel here, I can put some rain tires here, and then I can put another fuel over here, for example. So ultimately what's going to happen is I'm going to be driving around trying to get to these 3 checkpoints and trying to get to the finish line first. Whoever is the first player to the finish line is going to win the game. If there's one word that comes to mind when I play Classic Rally, and that's the word balance. This game is very well balanced. You really have to pace yourself in this game in order to get to that finish line. Running into all these different issues like with the weather and then losing your abilities, having to deal with the toolbox card. So there's definitely some decision making that goes on in the game. When it comes to those intersections, it definitely takes a little bit of planning, because if you end up playing a left turn card and you have to make another left turn, you might not be able to do it. So that means you're gonna have to kind of go around the track and do a U-turn and then go back. So there's a lot of different things that's going on in this game. It's not just a simple straight from start to finish. You really kind of have to figure out how to pace yourself in this game and balance out your assistance car movement and your pace car movement in order to get to the finish line first. It's a good game. I like it. It's definitely different than any racing game that I've ever played before. It's almost kind of like a battle of survival rather than just being a straight up racing game. So if you are a fan of racing games, especially rally racing, I would definitely check this game out. I personally have never seen a rally race, but I would think that if there is a car that is basically following you around and offering assistance to your vehicle when it breaks down and things like that, this game does a very good job of replicating that. All right, guys, that's my review of Classic Rally. We'll catch you later. Keep on going.